Welcome back to Mars Day with Mark. It's Mr. Meyer with the Fire, here to take the collective vibe higher. This is episode 113, August 12th to the 19th, and America is in trouble. I'm going to talk about the astrology, going to give you some technical and fundamental analysis. So before I get into the degrees and the planets and the signs and the aspects, look at the world. And I know I have some viewers outside of America, but America clearly is a fascist regime. This is no longer democracy, it is tyranny. And you have to be blind and willfully ignorant not to see this shit. So shit is going down. Fascism is worth studying. A fascist is a bundle of sticks that's all tied together, and there's an axe head at the very top. And this is a symbol of authoritarian power, which basically says comply or die. So I'm telling you guys, revolution is violent and shit will go down. Be well, take care of yourself, try to avoid conflict at any cost, but at the same time, fear is the key to oppression. And tyranny won't stop itself. Okay? So it seems that a lot of us are being called to rise up. It's fucking terrifying to see that there's mass deportations. The police have been militarized in DC. This shit doesn't make any fucking sense. Donald Trump's Epstein files disappeared faster than the hole in his fucking ear. Curse that man. Curse that evil man. I'm telling you guys, I don't like to get political, but it's getting to the point where it's almost impossible to avoid politics. But anyway, that's just all my heart and spirit, because let's talk about the astrology. And astrology, number one, doesn't cause life, but it does reflect life. So we're going to take some time in this video to talk about the good things and also pay attention to some of the bad things. As I'm filming this video, Pluto is on the local ascendant. So I'm telling you guys, Pluto in Aquarius is stirring up a lot of collective issues. This is massive upheaval. Generational influences are coming to a head. And it's been said that every 250 years, empires will fall and new ones will rise. And think about how long America has been a thing. It's 2025. In the Declaration of Independence, 1776. So do the math. It's about over for America. Or at least America as we knew it before. As it once was, doesn't exist. It's crazy because, I don't claim to be a history buff. And if anyone wants to share their knowledge of history, be my guest in the comments. But wasn't this pretty much the same shit we started America because of? Authoritarian regime, no separation of power, no checks and balances. Shit is ass backwards, fam. This is not democracy. But anyway, Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for the next 20 years, and we're going to see global power shift. And I do see America is so built, and we're so global and so in everybody's ass and have embassies all over the place. So, it's not going to say that America is going to be just wiped off the map and people will lose that identity, because a lot of people have been born in America or they even migrate to America today to escape more oppressive conditions. I mean, just look at Israel and Palestine. There's tens of thousands of children being killed senselessly and needlessly because of greed, because of fear, because of religious oppression. Sometimes you just want to fucking just close your fucking eyes, bro. There's a pedophile as a president, dude. I don't know about Netanyahu or whatever the fuck. I'm talking about Donald Trump, a fucking pedophile. Like, hey, I crashed out in my last video. I was so mad. And honestly, if you're not mad about the shit that's going on in the world, you might be complicit or you might be choosing not to care. Anyway, let's talk about the astrology, because we're going to make life great no matter what. Everything outside of us can be used in some way. Okay, so let's bring it back to the regularly scheduled programming. We got the sun in Leo. Woo! We got 10 more days of Leo. Let's go. This is when we're starting the chart, okay? This is August 12th. The moon is waning through Aries, We just had our full moon in Aquarius last week. Mercury retrograde is over. Mercury's at 4 degrees of Leo. We've got Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer at 14 degrees. Mars is in Libra at 3 degrees. We've got Saturn retrograde in Aries at 1 degree, right next to Neptune in the same spot. You've got Uranus at 1 degree of Gemini, and you've got freaky ass Pluto in Aquarius, retrograde at 2 degrees. And the North Node is in Pisces at 19. So fast forward 1 week, let's see the progress. Number one, we got the Sun moving up to 27 Leo. This is the last full week of Leo, guys. Virgo's coming soon. Mercury just stationed direct, so it's really not moving too much over this week. We're going to see about 4 degrees. So this is about getting back on track, getting your life together, getting organized, okay? Venus is going to move up to 23. You've got Mars moving up to 8. You've got Jupiter moving to 15. You're going to have Saturn backing up to about 0. Uranus is still at 1. Neptune's still at 1. Pluto's still at 2. North Node's still at 19. So another thing I really want to speak on, because I talked about this when it happened like many months ago, but it was really floating through my head today. Lilith in the sign of Scorpio. Not everybody uses Black Moon Lilith in astrology, and well, I'll take some time to talk about the angles and the aspects and these signs and things of that nature. I want to talk about Lilith for a second, because Lilith is a shadow archetype, okay? Physically speaking, Black Moon Lilith is the lunar apogee. So what that basically means is in the moon's orbit around the Earth, the elliptical orbit, sometimes the moon will be further away, sometimes the moon will be closer to the Earth. So Black Moon Lilith is the geometric point which measures her furthest distance, the lunar apogee. And if you were curious, the opposite, the closest distance, is called the lunar perigee, okay? So what this symbolizes is deep emotional needs. You have Black Moon Lilith in the chart. This could be a really beautiful, nurturing energy that takes care of you, but unconsciously expressed, this can be raw, destructive emotion. And mythology is super important, because symbols carry archetypes, stories carry a bunch of symbols, right? So the story of Lilith states that Lilith was Adam's first wife. And if you haven't picked this up by now, I'm really not religious, and I would encourage everybody not to be religious, because religion is not about love, it's about politics, but that's a whole nother video. Lilith was said to be the first wife of Adam, okay? And Adam wanted to be dominant over Lilith. And Lilith said, no, I would rather be your equal. And basically, God, the Abrahamic God of the Bible, the literal story says that God sided with Adam and cast Lilith out of the Garden of Eden. And personally, I don't believe that God created people. This is my belief, so take it with salt, but just hear my train of thought before you have an opinion about my belief, okay? Most people say God created man and women in their image, and you know, it kind of brings it to the chicken or the egg thing. Which came first? Did God come first, the creator of the creation? I personally am thinking at this time that people create their gods in their image. So you have to be careful what God you create, because it reshapes you in your own image. So the literal story reflects patriarchal bullshit, guys. And I can't argue with this logic. Perhaps you could add to it, but guys, think about it. There was a man and a woman, and the man wanted to dominate the woman, and then the woman said, no, I'd like to be your equal. And in the story that man created, he created his God to punish the woman for wanting to be equal. What the absolute fuck, bro? How is that fair? How is that love? That shit makes no fucking sense. All right, so I'm gonna bring it full circle, make this make sense. Why am I talking about this? Because Lilith, her archetype affects us all. We all experience this hostility or this inner rage or this betrayal. The way the story ends, by the way, let me tell you where it gets good. Lilith said, fuck that, and fuck you, God. Lilith screamed the ineffable name of God. She fucked off and left the Garden of Eden. She turned into a demon. She went by the Red Sea and she started copulating with demons and birthing more and more demons, eating a bunch of babies, and she showed revenge. She's like, bitch, you're gonna, because think about what a god is, man. This shit gets me so heated, man. Oh my god. A god is supposed to be a creator, a benevolent force. I mean, and you could argue that maybe some gods are more hostile or more negative, but any god that forces and uses tyranny or oppression doesn't deserve to be worshipped, period. A god that excludes others, a god that doesn't uphold love and equality is not a god worth worshiping. So Lilith was karmically justified to curse God and bring demons in the world and kill babies and things like that. Because, bro, I can't imagine the rage that would come from going through that experience. To be made for a man and be presented the opportunity for harmony, to have to advocate for your boundaries and then be punished for wanting to be equal. That's bullshit. That's absolutely bullshit. So where this applies to the world right now, guys, is that the moon in astrology, of course, reflects our emotional needs and how we connect to our family and our more magical part of our mind. But when you look at the moon in transit, the moon in transit really is showing the collective, the people. All right. So when you look at Scorpio Lilith or Lilith anywhere in transit, Black Moon Lilith, this is showing the repressed emotion of the world. And of course, everybody is a little bit different. So people will experience this different ways. And on one note, Lilith in Scorpio has been showing the people, the population, to step into their power, to confront fear, to rise up. But you will also see the Scorpio energy, which deals with power, control, desire, tyranny, is how this is playing out with the officials. The most twisted and evil and sickening bullshit is coming through the powers that be, Lilith and Scorpio. Shit's so evil you can't even wrap your fucking head around it, dude. And bro, I forget which state it was, but honestly, it looked like there were a bunch of states in America that are trying to lower the age of consent because essentially politicians and their families are molesting and raping people, and they want people to be able to get away with this shit. Like, rather than it being a felony, like give them a slap on the wrist like a misdemeanor. Like lowering the age of consent from like 18 to 14 because people are violating other people. And if this shit doesn't make you fucking upset, dude, you don't have empathy or love. Or maybe you are a pedophile. I don't know why that wouldn't upset somebody. That's so fucked up, bro. Like, your sexuality is the most sacred thing that you have in this life. So to violate that shit is insane to me. I don't fucking understand, man. And what I've learned is that this evil in this world doesn't have reasoning. Or it has a very weak and devolved, depraved form of reasoning. So when you try to reason with evil, my friends, you start to feel fucking crazy. So just remember, man, you know, speaking the truth is insane in a world full of fucking lies. The revolution will be televised. And it will be ugly. And heads will roll. And that's just what it's going to be. Donald Trump will not survive the repercussions of his fucking actions. And his cabinet and all the people complicit in this fucking evil also are going to have to see justice. And that's period. That's as far as it fucking goes. So let's talk about the Leo season, man, because it's like Leo is living through the heart. And while I want to, and I've said this at least 2 times because we're at least 2 years into this series, guys, like, woo, yay, Leo, happy, yay. The heart in the spine, happy light. It's like the lion is pissed the fuck off, bro. So pissed. This shit is not love, bro. No amount of injustice or tyranny is going to make me hate the world or hate myself. But all this hate, what do we do with it? We use it. We have to use it because it's a destructive emotion. And if we just suppress it, it gets distorted. Then we start bleeding on people who didn't cut us. And I know if you're watching this video, you're part of my community, Fire Family. We live through intention. We live through love. We live through wisdom. So don't be afraid to curse out your ignorant ass Republican family or some dickhead on the internet, or just use your platform to speak about this shit. because appropriate force is really an important thing to consider. We're talking Mars and Libra as well. How do you fight tyranny? How do you create justice when the law has become oppressive? You're going to need to really remember this, guys. The strong rule the weak, but the cunning rule the strong. So, our best bet, this is the logic I have, and I hope you can build with it. The best thing we can do is choose to be strong and be as smart and cunning as you possibly can be. We can put our heads together. We can collaborate. We can work on a solution. In America, you have to understand the Second Amendment and go get yourself prepared and practice preventative maintenance. Have you guys heard also about how Donald Trump basically redacted or deleted articles in the Constitution and claimed that it was a glitch? Like his parliament. They took that shit down from the website, fam. It's insane. It's literally so insane, the times we're living through. But at the same time, it kind of excites me. As fucked up as it is, and as depressing as it is, and disgusting and sadistic as these energies are, which I can't fuck with really at all, it excites me because I have faith in humanity. I have faith in the future, and I believe the world is balanced in some way, and we evolve towards more complexity and order. But sometimes, like a Jenga game, as we're pulling blocks off the bottom, it gets really nasty. And it looks like this Jenga tower is like toppling over, fam. And it's like, it'll get better. We have to believe in the future, guys. We have to believe that the future is better than the past, because if we don't believe that, we don't even show up. We don't even try. We don't even participate. We just kind of submit. And we should not be submitting to tyranny. Fear is the key to oppression. Use your voice. Stand the fuck up. We have a right to civilly protest in the world, at least in America, which is crazy again because our rights are being infringed on, and it's just fucking insane. But stand up for what you know to be right, okay? So basically, it's a Leo season. What are we going to do? We just had the full moon in Aquarius. So I want to break this down for a second, like the lunation cycle. This week is a waning moon, because we just broke the full moon. And the full moon in Aquarius is all about freedom and power to the people. And you have to keep in mind, Pluto's already there. And Pluto's telling people that, and Pluto's the collective shadow. That's one thing that needs to be really understood. And like I said, you have to be blind and willfully ignorant to ignore the fact that fucking freedom and autonomy is something that we have to fucking fight for now, dude. Pluto's power. So the powers that be are clearly infringing on autonomy. Pluto and goddamn Aquarius. I mean, and if you want to be a historian, go look at the ephemeris and go look at Wikipedia and look at what happened last time Pluto was in Aquarius. For fuck's sake, this shit is crazy. Ugh, living through historical events is a motherfucker, dude. But on a more positive note, this Leo season is about living your truth and living authentically and building strong character, strong will. And we've got this waning moon helping us release everything that holds us back from authenticity. We also have Mercury retrograde going direct this week. So things are going to start making a lot more sense. Things are going to be more organized, simpler. People are really finding their voices. It's crazy that, the world is becoming less divided. And, a lot of this video has been about American politics. And we're realizing it's less left and right. Bro, even the Republicans and Democrats are getting along for once, because we're realizing it's not left and right wing. That's the same fucking bird. What it is top versus the bottom. And again, this is not about Republicans, but honestly, Republicans are kind of fucking stupid. And I'm not a liberal. I don't choose a political party. Identification's a fucking illusion. But isn't it crazy? Did y'all see that thing where basically the Democrats in the House were advocating that if we just tax the people that make over $100 million a year, we could actually start to give more social welfare and provide for education and this, that, and the third, and things that we genuinely need? All the Republicans said no. And they're like, okay, well, how about we tax the people that make over $250 million a year? They said, fucking no. How about $500 million a year? No. $1 billion a year? They all voted no. That's the greed the Bible talks about, man. This is some fucked up shit. Shit doesn't make any fucking sense, man. People are weak as hell. And you got to really remember how character works. Leo energy. When you give a strong person power, they do beautiful things with their power. You give a weak person power, they do cruel things with their power. So, gang, shit has been going down. It's going to continue going down. Take care of yourself, protect you, protect your family, and just stay wise. And it'll get better. It'll get better. Let's focus on the positive now because I'm going to spin the block for you guys. We got Venus and Jupiter conjunct today. So this is really a beautiful time for love and money, relationships, finding security. It's crazy because I'm pretty sure America was born under the Cancer sun. So, I mean, like anybody living in America is like, dude, this shit is wrong. You can feel it in your heart. You can feel it in your soul. Your Venus, your Jupiter. This shit is wrong, dude. Oh, yeah. But either way that goes, this Venus-Jupiter conjunction starts a whole new cycle with the two planets. And this is the mark of good things. Venus and Jupiter are considered benefic planets. So I would say that this is beyond all the bullshit that's happening in the collective with the Pluto and the outer planets. This is a good week for love. It's a good week for money. It's a good week for honoring our worth and knowing our value, taking care of ourselves, and finding peace and security within our own lives. So that's cool. Mars is in the sign of Libra, and I'm telling you guys know it's Mars Day with Mark. Mars is the planet of fighting, and Libra is the sign of justice. I don't got to say too much else. Mars is trying to Pluto. So it's like, man, everybody's finding their power. And I want to speak on power for a second. Beyond power and, beauty and cruelty, people are afraid of their own power, and that's the problem. Power comes with responsibility. Didn't Stan Lee say that? Wasn't that some Spider-Man shit? With great power comes great responsibility. And you just see too many cowards in this life because they're afraid to take the responsibility that power requires. Fuck that, bro. Abdicating your responsibility is evil. If you take one thing from this video, and you can leave it in the chat, the comments, so I know you took it. Abdicating your responsibility is evil. It is. You could try to argue with yourself, but reasoning will kick in and tell you just fucking do better. And don't take that personal. Don't take it as a critical affront. This is the principle that we all have to abide by because principles are guidelines to eliminate the wrong options at the right time. Responsibility. It's like, I'm sure everybody watching this video, you didn't, some of y'all voted for Trump. It's like a lot of y'all didn't put this motherfucker in office. A lot of y'all didn't send money to Israel. A lot of y'all didn't do this shit. It's not your fault, but take responsibility. And remember, you don't have to fight this shit alone. Remember, it's us. It's not just one person. You got the angry lion today on my Leo soul, but don't let my anger distract you from the fact that this shit is love. We want unity. We want harmony. We want peace. Our enemy is artificial separation. Our enemy is a lack of discernment. Our enemy is willful ignorance. Okay? To change the world, you change yourself. Simple as that. The North Node in Pisces, Saturn and Uranus, or I should say Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, there's a lot going on in this world about, the power structures shifting at their freaking core. People replacing paradigms that have been outgrown. Step into your power. Step into your love. Step into your wisdom. I want to see people fucking stepping, man. It makes me mad just to be the one who's talking and talking and talking, fam, but at the end of the day, I got a mission. So you do too. Be well. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Is there anything else? I could talk and talk and talk, but I've been wanting to keep these videos a little bit shorter and sweeter. Take care. Brush your hair. Be well. The angles look good. I don't see anything like really pressing. I see some squares forming next week. So next week, I think you'll get, and again, it is going to be Virgo season. So you are going to get more of a Virgo detailed analytical breakdown for all the planets and the transits, stuff like this. But as far as life, astrology, y'all know where my heart is. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. It's Mr. Meyer with the fire. here to take the collective vibration higher. And never forget, guys, our sole intention is to reconcile all paradox with love and truth. I love you. Take care.